a chair or something for balance, a bar stool, a countertop, something, a bench, a little bit of balance. So let's go ahead and just start warming up. I'm just going to turn this. Okay. So we're going to start warming up with some motions with the midsection of our body, reaching the hands out to the side, really spread those fingertips out, and just going side to side. And right now, we're just locking the pelvis in by really contracting those thighs and pushing the feet into the ground. So reach, 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 reach. Get some nice, long, forceful exhales in there. Good. You didn't have to do that little kink in my hip there for a second. Side, side, side. Good. So right now we're just shifting that rib cage, left to right. Long arms. We're going to change it to a reach up, 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 up. So now it's going to be a little rotation, or not rotation, side flexion in the side bodies and stretching out the ribs. Reach, reach. Still keep those legs nice and strong, pressing into the ground, contracting those thighs. For 5 and 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Getting those legs involved. We're going to turn those toes out, and we're going to come in down and up, down and up. Just a small motion to start here this morning. Good. Maybe going a third of the way or a quarter of the way down, wherever feels best for you to get going. Open and close those knees. And keeping that body nice and tall. We're going to take those arms and flex at the shoulder. Good. Squeezing the buns on the way up. Nice and strong arms. Down and up. Pulling yourself. Let's start to increase our motion. See if you can get a little lower here. We're trying to get those hips down to ultimately knee level. So our legs are just making a nice flat surface here. Play around with the distance you need between your feet to get into that position. It's different for everyone. Down and up. Super solid with the body. We're going to bring the arms up and pull them down as we come up. Good. I'm not just relaxing my arms and bringing them through the motion. I'm trying to contract, like I'm pulling something up and then pulling it back down towards the ground. I'm feeling the blood flow now. Let's go 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. You're going to kind of stay halfway up, almost almost, not all the way up, not all the way down. Find a comfortable spot and start moving those hips around. Lifting that pelvis up on the left and then the right. Side to side like you're winking at me. With those hips, get a little sassy. So keep that body nice and tall. Imagine your back is up against that wall. Side, side, side. Those of you who just joined me, welcome to Barre here this morning. I just always say no holds barred. Whatever we decide to do, we're going to do. You have a little chair or something to hold on for balance and stability here. All right, so we wiggle those hips around. Walking those feet in just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. And you're going to hinge at the hip, okay? So only at the hip right now. Try to keep either a soft little hairline crack in the knee, or if you feel comfortable, contract those quads and get that knee straight. So we're hinging at the hip, leading with the chest, Try not to look up and strain your neck. See if you can get that head in neutral so the ears are still in line with the shoulders. We're gonna add some arms. You're pulling those arms out, nice and strong to the side to a basic T position to our body. Again, create your own resistance here. You're creating resistance by pulling something apart, right, with your arms. It's very heavyweight. We're not thinking about lifting. We're thinking about pulling. What's pulling the arms? Let's go for 5. Those legs are very strong and pressing into the ground. 3 and 2 and 1. Good. All right, so finding your chair here. Let's get into some graceful leg motions, right? So I want the foot that is closest to your chair to just slightly angle out. Try not to force anything crazy with your hip. Just a little open up. And the other leg is out to the side. And we're just going to start with a pull up and then brush it back down, tap it on the ground. So it's an up and a pull down. Up and down. Let's get that other arm out there. Super strong and tall and long through the spine. So I am contracting my quad here, thinking about lifting and pulling up my kneecap. I am contracting all those glute muscles in my back side here. I am opening up through the chest and I'm pressing my shoulder blades down and activating those back muscles. Okay, I'm thinking about pulling up and then sweeping out gracefully with that same motion. We've got 3 more on this side, and 2, and 1. On this next one, you're going to bring that toe back up to the inside of the knee, and you're just opening and closing that knee like a door. So hinging it, all happening through that outside hip socket. Super tall and strong here. If you're a master, woo, throw some balance in there. Oh, give me 5 more. And 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and go off to that other side. You can just face the other direction if you've got a stationary object. Again, rotate that foot out a little bit to the side here. And we're going to start to bring that other leg up and then just push it out, tap it down. Up and then a push. Up and a push. Let's get that other arm out there. Strong. Again, lifting through that spine. I feel my body wanting to shift a little bit into this hip. I'm not engaging my glutes strong enough. I'm not pushing down into the ground. If my foundation is breaking or compensating, something is being the weak link. Let's get it all solid today. And link that chain together really strong. Pulling it up, pushing it out. Up and out. Strong with this arm. We're setting down with those shoulder blades. Remind all those little cues that we start to break down. 3 more of these sweeping motions. 2 and 1. Bring this toe up. Bringing your knee in front and out to the side. Open and close. We're still really strong here, not sinking. So check it every once in a while. And if you're a master of balance, open and close that leg. Throw your balance off. We've got both arms out strong. For 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Wonderful job. I like to march and wiggle them out. They deserve a little bit of release. Coming towards your chair. And we are going to start with just flexing at the toe joint. If you have your shoes on today, I strongly encourage you to take them off. Take your socks off. Become a little bit more touch around with those feet. So we are going to flex just at the toe joint and then bring it down. Just at the toe joint and down. I was just having a conversation with someone the other day. We were reminiscing about our hardest track practices. I was a big track star. And mine were when our coaches would make us run barefoot sprints on the black asphalt. I look back and I'm like, that was kind of abuse, I think. It hurt, but I had some strong feet. You're going to rotate. I will never make you guys do that, I promise. All right, so flexing at that toe only. Well, obviously your ankle is extending here. And now we're gonna go ahead and hold that position. Okay, check your angles here, right? Yes, my knees are over my toes, right? But my hips are also back. You don't have to be tucking forward. Try to put some weight back into those hips, okay? From here, we are gonna go ahead and lift and extend the knees and come right back to that starting position. Yep, we're still on the ball of the foot, right? Getting those heels up. Thank goodness I have my chair this morning. My balance is way off. I almost think I need a chair this high, right? Like the bar is usually about that high. This is pretty low. Coming up and then bending the knees. Contracting those quads and then contracting the glutes at the top. Good. If at any time your knees really start to hurt during this, just drop those heels down and come into here. It's the same motion. You just took the lower leg and the foot out of it. 3 more. And 2. And 1. We're all gonna drop those heels and we're gonna get back into that little position. So my knees are gonna stay directly over my toes or just slightly in front. From here, I'm gonna hammer those hips down. So we come down and then up. Pull down. Now, if you just relax in this whole area, right, it's gonna be pretty easy, but you're probably gonna feel it more in your knees. I want you to think about pushing. There's a big ball underneath you and you're trying to push that ball and flatten it out. Okay, think about the down motion. Okay, what goes up must come down, but the down is the hard part. Good, you're really aggressively pulling down. These are nice and slow, so they should be super, super easy for all of us. Down and up. I just shook my head no if you were looking away from the screen. Check your alignment. Make sure you're not driving those knees. They kind of stay there. Hips go down. Let's hold this next one. Hold it here. Get comfortable with it. How about this? Okay, this is a no-no. Hyperextension ski jump. And this is a no-no. Rounding over a ski bump. We want to get that neutral. So this is flat, okay? Drive it down and hold. And now we're going to pulse down more. For 10, yep. 9, 8, push it down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it up. I love you too. Woo! Take a wide stance. Bring that heel to your seat and flush those puppies out. Good work. A little burning quad work never killed any of us. All right. So this next one, you can choose to have your hands onto your balance object, or you can just move away, whichever you want to do. I'm going to keep my fingertips here. And then we're going to threading the needle, and I'm going to reach underneath. I'm going to try to get, so if I don't have my chair, my arms are out, and I'm holding, I'm going to try to get this shoulder right underneath the other one. Probably not going to happen, but that's what I'm going to try. I'm twisting, 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 and then I bring it up. Twist, twist, twist. Look at how far back our hips are, right? We're not here threading the needle. We are driving it back. So push something out in front and push the hips out and back. Get them as far away as possible from each other. And pull it back. Reach underneath that body. Pull it back. We are going to stay to one side here. Twist, twist, twist. You can have your hand behind your head for 8. Wherever you want it. 7, 6. Bring that shoulder over there. 5, 4. Hips back further. 3, 2, 1. You're not done. Other side. Don't come out of it. Reach. 7. Hips go back and down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way up. Let's flush them out again. Heel to the seat. Make your way to your water bottle. Grab a little sip. Good. So these next few, our legs are going to be straight, okay? So legs will be nice and straight. And we're going to get ourselves into a little semi-plank. So if you need to be on the floor right now because you're in a chair, well, you just get to work harder right now for this first round. We're going to try to be in a plank. You can even be on the wall here in a plank position as well. I am looking for you to achieve a straight line from the crown of your head all the way through the heels, okay? You must squeeze and contract here. If I fell forward, boom, don't do that, okay? If I fell forward, I'm stiff as a board, right? From here, we press the right heel into the ground, and we bring the left leg up and drive that knee towards our chair, okay? And take that toe and bring it right underneath the ankle. Changes the force in the core. And we are holding here for 10, 9. I didn't break my plank, did I? 6, 5, 4, shoulders down and back. 2, 1, step that left leg back, drive the heel down, re-engage everything. I'm squeezing my buns, pulling that right knee in, and get that ankle right underneath the knee. And here we go, we're pushing into our wall, our chair, or our object. 6, 5, you're still squeezing that left glute, pulling in your core. 3, 2, 1, bring it back. We are now going to shift back and then go into plank. We're all at an incline right now on something that is stable. It could be the top of your couch, your countertop, your wall. 3 more. Don't worry, we'll make it harder. 2 and 1. Good. All right, so I want you to actually get into that position. You pretty much finished in. Maybe re-walk it back. Ankles will be underneath the hips here. And we're going to straighten out the knees, contracting those quads. Try not to round your back over. If you absolutely cannot keep your back flat with straight knees, well then give them a little bend, okay? That's where we get smart. We get smart in adjusting here to compensate for here. We do not adjust up here and round over to force our pelvis to tilt back. That's where we straighten our back. All right, you guys are all secured, and now get rid of your left leg and hold it straight out. Straight out. We are trying to be completely flat out. You can be up against the wall here, okay? Holding onto that chair for balance. Okay, we're going to rotate the hip and then bring it back towards the floor. So we rotate out to the side, and then we pivot in that right hip to come back to the ground. Let's go for 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold it out to the side. See if you can get rid of that one arm, that left arm, and reach it up towards the ceiling, right? We're not getting lazy out in our glutes, right? Your leg didn't fall down. Yeah, that's those muscles in your obliques. How about the rib cage, right? You've got your balance object. Holding here. Let's rotate the arm. Woo! Rotate the hip. Step it down. And just sweep those arms and roll it up. Let's do a few of those. Sit back, sweep the arms. Forward fold. Roll it up. Sit back, sweep. Forward fold. 2 more. Last one. Good. Ladies and gentlemen, this workout will be so easy if you just relax and let everything just flow. I don't want it to be easy. I want it to be hard. I want strong, hard, firm, toned muscles. We're getting back into that same position here. All right? We're going to do that other leg. So make sure you're pressing into your wall if you have a wall. Arms are wide. You've got a chair, countertop. You are leaving your left leg where it's at, and you are going to straighten out your right. Okay, remember, you might have to have a soft bend in your knee, especially if you find yourself rounding over. So let's rotate that right hip to the side and then to the floor. Open, close. This is doing all the work here. We're contracting glute medius minimus, and now we're stretching out. Don't force anything. You don't want to overstretch that sacroiliac joint back here. Let's go for 4 and 3, 2, and now hold this sideways. Hold, 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 nice and strong. And then let's see if you can get that right arm to go up towards the ceiling. Open up, stack those shoulders the best you can. Get that rib cage lifted. I am still pressing strong through my left leg. Okay? Looked away from my balance point. Woo! And rotate that arm back. Rotate that hip back. And bring the leg. All right, we're going to sweep again. So go ahead and sit back. Reach those arms out. And then roll it up. Sit back, sweep. And roll it up. Roll it up, 1 more. Reach out as you sit back. Forward fold and roll it up. All right, we're going to stay standing for a few more. I'm going to get rid of my chair. You can have it to the side if you want. I don't even know if you can. Let's go into that nice wide stance again. Finding where you can have a little bit of balance. Usually your ankles need to be on the inside of your knees a little bit. Okay, so finding that position or the angle your knees need to be in. And we're holding, we're flexing at the shoulders again, sitting everything down in that nice solid countertop or shelf. You're gonna lift those heels up nice and high here, okay? Holding solid. Your goal is to try to get those hips down to knee level. Play around with your width, okay? Holding for balance. And now we're gonna alternate. So my right one stays up and I press my left heel down. Switch, 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 switch. Good. Open, close. Open, close. Here's my dance move, Mary Jo. This is as crazy as you get with me. Alternating those heels. Open and close those arms. 8 more. 7. I didn't say to come up. 6. 5, because I know some of you want to. 4. 3. 2. 1. Bring it all the way up. Keep your legs, your feet where they're at. We're going to do little ones. Little. So you're pulling straight down. As you pull down, your arms are pulling up. Up. I've got a band attached to the floor and I'm pulling. Okay. Little motions. We're not going all the way down. We're just staying halfway and then up. At the the top, I need you to think about this area right here and give it a little attention, okay? Squeeze it. Squeeze. Little halfways. Good. Now hold. Arms up. Hips come up a little bit so we're not all the way up, not halfway down. And we're going to lift and lower those heels again. Holding a little higher position. You're going to feel the change in where you feel it in the quads, but you're definitely going to feel those glutes engage a little bit more, right in that area, underneath the underwear line. Let it burn, ladies and gentlemen. 3 more, heels up, 2, and 1. Woo! Good, so we're going to make your way to the floor. Bring it on down. Oops, now I can't see everyone. Not everyone, but you can't see me very well. Sorry. I have like a plyo box and like 6 steps on top of it. So I can have my right thing. All right. So we are going to sit up nice and tall here and just do some basic little Pilates moves to start. So arms are out to the side, shoulders down as always, and I'm flexing out my shoulders now. My toes are either pointed really hard or turned up. But either way, these guys are working hard, contracting those thighs. I'm going to reach forward and try not to have your eyes looking straight ahead. Because look at that strain in the neck. I want you to look with your forehead is aiming towards your top of your foot. And you're reaching long. Reaching. Just pretend we're together and we're playing tug of war. Forward and back. Forward. Now in this next one, come up. We're going to practice going back just a little bit. When I go back, I do not keep a straight back. I go ahead and let my trunk curl, but I'm still pressing those legs into the ground. And I come forward and stop. Forward, stop. Forward, round it over. Forward, round it over. Reach. Make sure you're not holding those arms up with your traps. Okay, set them on that strong shelf. 5 more. 4. Exhale as you go back and contract those abs. 3. And 2. And 1. Pedal them out. Do a couple little shoulder rolls. It's been a while since we've done this one, so it just came to my head. Fingertips on the ground, and you're kind of propping yourself up nice and tall, making a little tent with your fingertips. You want to strengthen those fingers, really press into those hands. Press the fingertips down, almost like you're going to lift yourself up, but you're not. This right leg, or your left leg, my right leg, whichever one you want, you're going to cross straight leg. Your knee comes across the other one, and then out to the side. Little cross out to the side. You're propping yourself up. No one is sitting here shrugging. Up tall, ears away from the shoulders. Give me a little arch position here. Tall for the spine. For 5. 4. Are you still contracting? 3, or is your knee bent? Come on, you got this. 2. And 1. Woo! And relax. Try not to forget, for every action, there's a reaction. So if I contract my quads harder, this stuff has to lengthen, right? If I contract hard here, that has to lengthen. If I contract my back, that lengthens, right? So all those things. So pressing downward is going to make me lift my spine upward more. I can't collapse. Here we go. Over and out. By the way, the smaller motion you do, be a little easier. You want to try to challenge yourself to get that little rainbow as far out there as those little quadriceps can handle. You You are on your last 5, 4, and 3, 2, and 1, and bring it back. And shake it on out. Good. If you are pressing down, you might feel that in the hands and wrists, so kind of move them around, loosen them up. Good. All right, let's come on down to our mat. So laying with your spine on the ground, and we're gonna hug those knees in using the muscles, not our hands. Okay, so pull in using those muscles, and then you're gonna slide those fingertips along the floor, thinking about peeling the head and the shoulders off. And I like to look at my knees or my front of my thighs, definitely not at the ceiling because you're straining your neck then. So play around from there to there, wherever feels best. We're gonna keep our arms here. Someone is pulling us forward, and we're gonna extend those legs out and bring them in. I'm up at a 45, okay? If you need to, come higher towards the ceiling. As you get stronger, you'll go a little lower. I'm just aiming to the top of my chair and pulling back. Stay curled up. You've got this. Let's go for 5. You're contracting your quads and your glutes on the way up. 3, those thighs, you've got this. 2, and 1. Bring those feet down to the ground. And we're gonna bring the heels as close to your seat as you possibly can get. Okay, we're gonna keep the entire foot flat on the ground. And I want you to kiss your inner thighs together so they're touching, okay? So today, as we lift up, you're going to squeeze those inner thighs together, okay? So we squeeze, right? The legs, if we're tight up here, and the hips are gonna wanna pull us apart. Ankles and knees close together. You're lifting and tapping the hips back down. Lifting and tapping the hips back down. Squeeze through those glutes. Exhale on the way up. Press as hard as you can through your feet. On this next one, we're gonna hold it up. Hold it up. I'm gonna try to get us into a shoulder bridge. So you'll lift your right shoulder up and then you'll tuck it under. And then you'll roll onto your right shoulder, tuck your left shoulder under. Your fingertips probably came a little bit closer. You're still pressing through your feet, right? You're squeezing those knees together. And now you're gonna do little drops and then little lifts. Down, up, up, up. You press down with your feet. You're on your shoulder stance. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep those knees together. 3, 2, 1. Open up your shoulders and then roll it down. Give yourself a hug in. You can use the hands this time. Curling up once again. Okay, staying in this upper body curled position. These guys are doing the work. You're going to keep your right leg in while your left leg goes to 45 degrees. And then you're going to switch them. At no time are you crossing the body at all. It just comes in like a railroad track. Okay, switching, switching, switching. Stay curled up, and you can aim your eyes to the wall in front of you or the tops of your knees. Try not to come down unless you absolutely have to, and then join me again to build a little bit more resiliency through the core. Reach, reach with the leg. I'm just going to 45, that's it. I'm not trying to go down to the ground right now. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, everything goes down. So find that space between your heel and your seat, and now walk it out a little bit. So now we're a little further than we were before, And we're gonna keep those knees together again, ankles together, okay? You're pressing your feet, the whole entire foot into the ground. Okay, something that's gonna help us again, we're gonna go to a little bridge with our shoulders. So press the feet down, lift the hips up, walk one shoulder under, rotate to the other side, or shift, other shoulder under, palms face each other. Really long through your neck, and you're pressing the back of your head into the floor, in the feet firmly, right? From here, you're going to extend your right leg, and you're going to do small circles on the ceiling. At any time, you can come right back down if you need to, into your, just laying on the floor with your hips down. Strong, straight knee if you can. Bend it slightly if you absolutely have to. Switch directions, please. Oh, what about that other foot? Keep pressing it. If you're keeping those hips up, keep pressing into the ground for 3, 2, 1. You're not coming down with your hips. You're just placing that foot right next to the other one. Push them down hard and get those knees together. Extend the other leg up and start doing your little circles. Press hard through that base foot. You've got something lifting your pelvis up to the ceiling. Switch directions. Small little circles here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that foot down, open up the shoulders again back there, and then roll it down. Oh, give it a nice hug again. Woo. All right, we are gonna practice rollovers and roll down. Okay, so I'm gonna let you use as much momentum as you need to right now. So that means you can bring your feet down, and then you can think about pulling them up kind of aggressively, but as you pull up, your arms are pressing down and your shoulders never pop up, okay? So it's a lift, then from here, you can try to aim your toes to the floor or to the wall behind you, okay? And then the goal is to control it down with either bent knees or straight knees, rolling down and then bending those knees coming back. The next step is to build where you don't need momentum. Instead, you just pull, lift, extend, and then roll it down, okay? So give those a try. Thanks, Paula. So remember, you can always use a little momentum to get those buns up, and then pause, and then controlling down is you learning how to use your whole entire core muscle to stabilize. For those of you that have these mastered, you can start with straight legs out at a 45, slowly bring them in, and you're trying to get your thighs close to your face. Keep them as close as you can as you roll back down, and then open up a little bit. Wherever you're at, you're gonna practice 3 more. Oh, I miss us being in the studio and grunting together. Oh! 2 more. One more. Big stretch through the entire upper back and neck. A lot of core. When you finish that, let's just extend everything on the front side and the back side of our body and reach those fingertips as long as you possibly can and those toes as far apart as possible. Force your exhale. And hug them in, roll it on up. And we are gonna go to our hands and our knees. Grab a sip of water on your way. Okay. So wrists are underneath our shoulders, okay? You might feel more comfortable if you open those hands a little wider, right? And even turning the fingertips out. So play around with that as you're in these positions. Your knees are going to be apart, and then you're resting the tops of your feet onto the floor here, okay? So we're going to really work the front of the lower leg and the front of the ankle to start. So you're pressing the top of your foot into the ground, and you're gonna hover the knee, and then you're gonna tap it down. You're gonna feel this a lot through the quad, and across the knee and the ankle. So we're gonna do 10 of those. Here we go, solid through the arms. We lift for 10, and 9, 8, 7, 6, little lifts, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, pedal them out, loosen them up. And we're gonna tuck those toes under, and we're gonna shift those hips way back. And then if you've got a little bit of reach left in your hands, your arms, you're gonna reach out those hands, walk them out a little further. Keep your hips back, okay? And then you're gonna hover your knees, right? And we're gonna push from here out into our plank. And we're gonna keep those hips level with the shoulders and then drive them back. Hovering the knees, if you need to, you can drop them. Here we go for 10. Shift back. 9, 8, don't forget you can widen those hands. 4, where am I? I don't know where I'm going. Here we are, 4. And 3, squeezing the quads and the glutes, coming into the plank. 2, and 1. Woo! Relax those ankles, set it back. Wiggle everything out. So we're doing these from the ground today instead of by our chair. We're gonna go ahead and tuck again. Sit back, I wanna make sure you're in the right spot here. And again, if you have a little, you're not overreaching, but if you have a little reach left in your hands, bring them out. You can go wide if you need to. Same position. So we're going to push back through our hands and our hips hover the knees. My knees just came off the ground a little bit. Pushing here, right? And so from there, we're gonna go high plank. And now we're gonna go up with that leg, down into high plank, up with the other leg. High plank, bring it up. Extend that leg as high as you want. You only have 3 more on each side. 2. Last one. And down. Woo, sit it back once again. Relax the head. Relax the shoulders. Take a little breather. And bring it on up to your knees. And stand it on up. Find your chair again. So that nice, extended, long spine and long legs you just did, you're now going to come to your ballet bar, right? That's what we have. And we're going to do the same basic thing. So, right, we're going to sit back into our hips, finding that position, right? And then we're going to come forward a little bit, and then we're going to add the leg lift and reach it up, okay? So we come down, we sit, forward, push back, lift. We sit, forward, push hips back, lift, okay? Forward, sit, lift. Forward, sit, press and lift. Sit forward. I'm adding an extra sit, which is fine. Sit, plank. Sit, lift. Sit, plank. Sit. Same leg still. Sit and lift. Now hold your sit. Come down and then lift. Come down and lift. Go ahead and let that hip turn out to the side a little bit if it wants to. And point those toes. Once you get this down, do not look up. Look at the ground so your neck is not straining. For 7, 6, push through that base leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going right into that other leg. So sit back and extend and lift. Sit, reach, sit, reach. For 10, 9. Don't you love when I start counting? It's like when we've already done 10. She starts at 10. Woo! 5. Press. Pull. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Shake those puppies out. How y'all doing? Getting a little workout? All right. Sip of water if you need it. How about some hammies? Let's, just stay in this position. Extend one leg behind you so your tippy toes are in contact with the floor. We're actually going to turn that leg out to the side a little bit. So if I was to stand up, this is my position. That toe is to the chair, that toe is kind of angled, right? From here, I'm going to lift that leg, and now I'm going to start pulling in that hand, pulling in that heel, okay? I'm solid everywhere else, right? We're not lazy, we're not leaning into the bar, right? We're holding up. Open and close that leg. Contract those hamstrings. You are trying to get your heel as close to your seat as you can using the muscles. And this hip is an extension. Let's go for 5 from here. 4, you didn't drop it, did you? 3, I know you didn't. 2, and now hold the knee bent. Now we're gonna lift from there. Oh my goodness. Lift, right? It's a little standing fire hydrant. You know what I'm talking about. For 10, 9, pull that heel to your glute. 6, 5, 4, 3, ribs in, 2, and 1. Woo, going to the other side. Actually, I'll go to the other side. So standing towards your chair, that other leg is turned out, and you're going to extend that leg back there. So again, if I just stood up, I'm here, toe forward, back foot to the side, and I'm going to lift that leg nice and high, and I'm pulling my heel to my seat as far as I can. This is mobility. This is flexibility. I'm flexible enough to get my heel to my butt, but I am not mobile enough, strong enough to get that heel to the butt, right? I have to, most people aren't because your hamstring kind of gets in the way, right? Unless you pull it. Good. So bend and extend. Bend and extend. Holding that leg back there. I'm still kind of sort of keeping my shoulders square with my chair or my couch top, whatever you've got there. If it hurts in your back, just open up a little bit while you're doing that. All right? We've got 3 more. 2, that knee didn't drop down, did it? Now hold this one in. Hold it in tight. And then you're going to lift, lift, lift. lift. Feel those guys work. 9, 8, check the ribs, right? They're gonna wanna pop down. 6, hold it in tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and wiggle them out. If you hold that rib cage in tight, you're really working, getting those abdominals nice and strong. Let's go back to our feet. Okay, facing your chair if you want, or forward. You want your feet close together. Okay, so feet are close together. And we're gonna go ahead and drive those knees towards the chair now that everything is really warmed up and mobile. Keep those knees there. And then from here you lift and lower those ankles again for those heels. Lift and lower. See if you can keep the base of the big toes together. And your heels, as you come up, they're slightly apart. Just slightly. Don't let them come too far apart. The reason I want them slightly is apart so that you can really work the peroneal longus. I think that's the name of the crevice. Big muscles that help control that toe push off. Heels lifted. And relax, stand it up. So now you're just gonna kind of keep your feet together, open them out to the side, all right? Open them to the side, and you'll lift from here. Tap those heels down. Lift and tap. A couple more like this, so you really feel those inner thighs, glutes, and quads contracting. We're gonna hold our out position, and we're gonna go ahead and open the knees, and then come in. So our heels stay lifted still. Coming down, pressing those inner thighs together. Squeeze right there, okay? So I'm here, down and up, down and up. I mean, if you're a prima ballerina, get those arms on that shelf. Give it a try, even if it's for 2 or 3, right? Can we do it? Can we keep our spine strong and stay in our stiletto heels? Woo! Let's go for 6 and 5. Those heels did not drop. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Actually, keep your chair. We're going to cross one leg over the other in figure 4, like this. And use your chair for balance or to the side. Notice how when we sit back, we're going to avoid any shifting off on the one side or the other, a little rotation. We're just sitting straight back to the wall behind us. This whole side is also in alignment. A lot of times people's knees will knock in. So just get all that adjusted. Sitting in that little figure 4, go a little lower if you can. And come out of it. Switch to the other side. Just let it open up. Isn't this a fun song? Try not to let those hips shift. All right, up. Big arms. Fingertips down, reach. Fingertips down towards the back of your knees. And reach. Think about the chest getting nice and high. Now hold that extension and interlace those fingertips together. And from here, drive the hips in the opposite direction. Let that head fall. Let those fingers or those knuckles scrape up to the ceiling. And maybe even go side to side gently with those arms to open up the front of your shoulders. If it's way too hard, let those hands rest on the back of your hips. Everyone, let those arms just flow to the ground. Shake out your head and make sure your neck is relaxed. And reach through and grab the back of your legs wherever that feels comfortable for you. And roll it up, roll it up. Press those feet into the ground. And take a deep breath at the top with a big inhale. And a nice refreshing exhale. Thank you, Stephanie. Thanks everyone for coming to Barre this morning.